Welcome to the Insurance Hot Seat, a special series by the GEEK Freaks Podcast dedicated to answering the tough questions in the insurance industry.
The Insurance Hot Seat.
On today's show, we have two very special guests. We have Jordan Owens, Director of Sales with Partner, and the President, Michael Doran. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing well. Thank you.
Good.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us on, Ron.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We're always excited to be able to talk to, good partners because we have a couple customers that use you guys. We've had nothing but good experiences with you guys. So I thought it would be great to have you guys on with us and kind of talk about your product, the direction of your product, how you guys are doing, what you guys see in the market. I think that's a huge thing that I get asked. I'm sure Jordan doing the sales and even you, Michael, visiting with your customers, that you guys probably get the same thing I do, is what's going on in the market? What are we seeing in the market? So we're very, very excited and fortunate to have you guys with us.
As are we. It should be a great conversation.
Yeah. So why don't we start with a little bit of an introduction for you two, and then we'll get into it.
Sure. This is Michael. So we've the name of the company is Strategic Insurance Software. We'll just give you a little background so there's some context.
Excellent.
The name of our software is the Partner platform, it's often described by our clients as what they say is a complete agency management system. We'll go into that later, but yeah, the short answer is it's got everything that an agency needs to run their business and all the integrated capabilities. Some people may know, some of the listeners may know, the company started actually in 1995 within State Auto. It operated within State Auto up until 2009. At that point, myself and my two business partners, Greg Tiller and Alex Deek, we acquired it from State Auto. So we actually just celebrated our first decade of ownership, 10 years.
Congratulations.
It's been a great 10 years. Yeah, thank you. It's been a great 10 years, and we've learned a lot. We didn't have any insurance experience, and now we've got plenty of scars and scratches to prove we do. And it's actually been, I think, a real positive for us, for our associates, but I think more so for the independent agent, because they've really been able to find. I believe there's the area which we're trying to carve out is an affordable, high quality agency management system that's backed by people that resemble the people that we serve, which are owner operators, people who are invested in their community.
That's awesome.
For really exceptional customer service. Yeah, so we feel like we're making a difference.
And I hear that from people that use your product, that you guys have the feeling is from them and from what they're getting from you guys is that you care. You listen to the feedback. You listen to, what they're saying as far as users go. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and I'd say that's the, I think when we first acquired the company, the fact we had little to no insurance experience was, I think people were kind of scratching their heads. But we've got other businesses that still operate today, and those businesses were really founded on the idea of, hey, let's listen to what our customers have to say, and then we can evolve the business to serve what they need. And that's exactly what we've done in insurance out of necessity, since we didn't, we weren't going to be the ones driving this train. And our role has been, how can we be good stewards of the software for our clients who are using it every day and have, particular priorities that they need to achieve their business goals. So it's worked out well.
Excellent. Jordan?
Ron?
Yeah, buddy. Your turn. Tell me all about you.
About me? Well, I think the short answer is, as you made intro, Director of Sales. So I've been with the company for 11 years. So even prior to the acquisition, was working with some of the smaller engagements that were there, and then had a chance to work with a pretty large R&D company and had experience there just learning about different technology and innovations that were taking place in a lot of different industries, from green materials to defense to manufacturing. And, when Michael and the other partners approached me about having the opportunity to be a part of kind of the sales and owning the business that was owned here, it was a great opportunity. I've really enjoyed it because, going from large, time frame, bureaucracy type decisions to talking to owner operators, I have just found that much more enjoyable personally.
Yes, that's it's always nice to be able to talk to the people on the ground and the people that actually make the decisions and are feeling the pain. That's awesome. Well, I'm super excited to have you guys on. I want to get right into it. So go ahead and tell me about Partner as a whole. I mean, I hear a lot of great reviews about it, but I have yet to hear from you guys, and I would love to hear it.
Yeah, so we touched on a little bit. So our clients, and again, we kind of adopt their vocabulary. They say it's a complete system. And so when we've heard that a couple of times, we say, well, what does that mean to you, right? Because we can make some assumptions, but they say it's got everything we need. So we started in the decade since we've owned it. It's been a very core agency management system. So client management, policy management, integrated financial management, all that's been in there. We've evolved it to this, what we're calling the platform, because we've extended it to include integrated sales and marketing capabilities. Okay. So as I think, one of the things we're seeing with a lot of agencies is an emphasis to become more sales oriented, to be able to get a little more disciplined in their pipeline tracking and things like that. The same way they are on kind of the client policy management, where they really measure stuff. I think they're taking that to the front end and need tools to be able to support that. So we've got those sales and marketing capabilities to be able to do those kind of things. And then I think on the other side of it is the evolving consumer, right? And their expectations about interacting with an agency and on their terms and in whatever means they choose, whether it's a phone call, over the web, on a mobile app, whatever that may be. And so we've continued to extend the platform to offer ways for an agency to take all the things they're doing within the core system and present that data in a way that's relevant, meaningful, and easy for a consumer to digest. And that's everything from how do I get my auto ID cards on a mobile app or through the web, look up policies, coverages, contact the agency, just different things like that just make interactions a little more easier. So that's been our approach, is to extend the product. And while we do that, what we found, obviously, the more you build it out, the more complex it could get. The agencies that we serve really want simplicity. So they want a depth of capabilities, because generally they're managing, reasonably complex commercial clients, and they're running all their financials through their management systems. So they need all that, but it still has to be easy to use. It can't be overbuilt. And of course, I think that most of the agencies we serve, affordability is a key item as well.
I think you've touched on two things that always echo across for us is usability and cost effectiveness is always something that always comes up. The questions are around, what do you know for agency management systems that are cheaper, or this is just too complicated. There's 56 different ways to get auto ID cards, and it takes me 40 hours to train my CSRs. And I think you guys are hitting right on that sweet spot where it is something that's being recognized and addressed now into a platform is, hey, instead of having 40 different ways to get an auto ID card, here's the one way, and this is the way we do it now. It's an easy to train platform. I've had very little interface interaction with it, if that makes sense. It's always in the back end, the client side. But the customers that we have, that's always what they say. It's just easy to use, and I think that's a huge huge feather in the cap for you guys, because that's not what you traditionally hear with agency management systems.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the other thing that we like to focus on is it's very much is the total experience, and what that is from, the first conversation to, understanding more about the agency and their business to, we'd like to make a change in what that transition looks like. And we're very disciplined in our approach and our teams, and they're all filled with high quality people. And so it's helping, train, transition to continual support when there are questions. And the nice thing is we get to then also be a part of the community, from regional learning events that we're participating in and leading to showing up in the community events, from the MAIA to the Michigan PIA, and just hearing about all the kind of nuances that are taking place in the state, but then also that, our customers would like to see, and how we can continue just to train and get feedback real time to make it a better experience for our agencies.
Yes. No, that's awesome. You touched on in the beginning there, or the sales and marketing. Now that's always been, the big boys have just did a lot of platform changes to achieve that. So when you say sales and marketing, is it more of tracking the producers down to the reports, making sure they're hitting their sales goals? And is marketing, we always hear like, I want to be able to send out happy birthday cards, or even emails that say, hey, Ron, it's your birthday. Is that something that's in your platform too?
You got it. That's exactly right. So it's all those things. Plus, it's got, one of the things we touch on. We have a couple other businesses that are involved in sales and marketing, and a lot of what those businesses do are focused on new client acquisition. And so we've developed some skill sets, since the early 2000s, just focused on, ways to pursue business, outside of insurance. But we've taken a lot of that philosophy and principles and applied it into our sales capabilities within the platform. And at the same time, keeping it simple, because one thing we always hear is our producers aren't going to use it if it's hard. And so it's very few clicks. It's collecting meaningful data, so you can actually put together a quality proposal and have a chance to win new business.
That's awesome, and that's what I always kind of, when I talk to the vendors or reps for the vendors, I always say, more or less clicks, more magic, because there's a lot of times in some of these platforms, it's 4, 5, 6 different clicks to get what you need, and I don't think that's sustainable when it comes to training new staff members, or even moving people to a platform that's that complicated, because our staff members or CSRs have been in the game for 20 plus years. They know how to do things, and they want to be quick at it, not 47 different clicks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really the kind of characteristics of many of the clients that we're working with as well. They're generalists. A lot of them are really good at what they do, yet they have to do a lot of different stuff. They have to move around the system, and it's not like they're waking up every single day and sitting at their desk and handling claims from 8 till 5. They're doing search, they're doing claims, they're doing client lookups, they're sending out emails, they're attaching emails. It's any and everything going on all the time. And as a result of that, it's got to be easy and intuitive, or else it's going to be difficult for, veterans within the agency. It's also going to be hard for, to bring in new talent who their expectation around technology is even different. Yes,
absolutely. It's no longer, you can't turn on some of the software and it looks like it's from 1995. The generation immediately gets turned off from it, right? And it can look older, but it's got to be able to function as a newer product would. And
for sure,
even in our industry, if some of our tools are super, detail oriented and fantastic, but man, they're a bear to work with. And I think that becomes an issue in the long run for some industries or some companies.
For sure.
So I don't want to keep you guys much longer, but a crystal ball, you guys are shaking it up. We're looking at it. Where are we seeing the industry going? What do you guys see in the next 3 to 5 years, or what are you guys hearing out on the streets there? I know you guys got a sales force, so you're probably getting feedback all the time. Is there anything that just keeps coming up? Is it AI? Is it anything specific or that you guys have heard of?
Well, I'm sure, like you, it seems very noisy, and there's a new technology, a new insurtech every single day, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think folks are trying to innovate and find ways to address issues that are going on. I think that the challenge, and I think this is where, we've heard good things about you guys too. I think for the small, middle, large agency, maybe it doesn't matter size, you really need good partners that can help you. They can put together, I hate to use the word solution, but put together something that's comprehensive that addresses the needs of what an agency is trying to do, and keep it simple and keep it affordable. When they have to start stitching together things and it's spaghetti, it's a nightmare, because then they know, who do I call when this breaks and how do I make it work? And then they're back to ground zero. And there's a lot of pressure to grow, pressure from the carriers, pressure from other competitors. And you can only do that if you've got a good system, well-organized, processes integrated into the system that allow you to actually do the things you say you're going to do from a client experience or from a client promise. And I just find less is more for most of the agencies. Not that there's not some really nice shiny stuff out there, but I think you got to look at, before you say, boy, that looks really cool, you got to say, what's my business problem that I'm trying to solve, and is this really going to address that issue in a sustainable manner? So I think it becomes, over time, new technology will obviously continue to evolve, and I think a lot of the providers in this industry will evolve, but it's got to be made easy for the agency to absorb it, digest it, and then implement it without turning the agency upside down, because that just doesn't work.
No, and I think you nailed it. I think we're seeing a lot of that too, is vendor consolidation, partner consolidation, where they're now looking for, instead of having, the 5 or 6 things strapped to the side of the car, now they just want one car that does it all, and it doesn't matter how pretty and shiny it is. Yeah, and it doesn't matter how pretty and shiny it is, as long as it goes down the road and it operates at a moderate speed and everything functions in it. I think most agencies are happy. And I want to say anywhere between 5 and 8 years ago, everything got overcomplicated. The major, big market share guys, they started acquiring, they started strapping products in, and I can't say nickel and diamond, but I'm going to these agencies, and I don't think they care for that anymore. And I think they're kind of seeing through everything as a whole, saying, like, it's not the shiniest and prettiest thing. That doesn't matter anymore. You can't wow me with a brand new UI and think, it's the same product. No, it's still the same thing. And now they're looking for more of a, they don't care if it's a minivan as long as it does what it needs to do and it gets them to where they need to go.
Yeah, right on. And we try to be pretty and shiny, but we also try to be practical and useful, right?
Functionality,
so it's both of those.
Yeah, and that's what I think, what I was alluding to is it doesn't matter anymore, like, how pretty the box looks, as long as what's in the box gets the job done. I mean, we're seeing a lot with that, like even with hardware now, is that everybody was like, oh, we want MacBooks. They're sleek, they're stylish, and now it's come down to, I want something that's light and cost effective. And you're like, okay, we're pendulating back into what matters for work. Cool.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, guys. Jordan, do you have anything to add that we missed? Is there anything you guys want to touch on before we get you out of here?
Well, I think just, again, to add to some of what Michael was sharing about, it is about helping the business problem, right? There's not a silver bullet of any one technology solution that you buy, or this or this is going to solve, this issue just by turning it on.
Yep.
So again, why the people here really matter, are really good at what they do, is we try to understand what is the business issue, and that can be when we're first talking to you, or you've been a customer for ours for 10 years. And how do we help you accomplish that in the best way possible? And it's working together to have those practical solutions so you can be servicing your clients and growing your agency in the way that you want to.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's awesome. That's what the value should be in every relationship, is what can we do to help and how can we make that better for you? And, you know, you guys are doing it right. I'm hearing a lot of good things, a lot of listening to your partners, a lot of helping the partners grow their business actively. You know, it's not just lip service. It sounds like you guys are willing to do what it takes to make sure they're happy and take care of them. And that's all we look for when we look for partners that we work with as far as programs and softwares go. So that's awesome. Well, Jordan, Michael, I appreciate your guys' time today. It's been fantastic. I'm sure a lot of good value in here, a lot of good information about the company. Is there anything you guys want to send off? Is there a way we can get, you know, anybody listening can get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think a lot of agencies know Jordan for a lot of the right reasons.
I was going to say, hopefully for all the right reasons.
He's done a great job building a great client relationship up there. We've worked with some fantastic agencies, some that we have in common. So we're really grateful for a lot of agents. So he's the best way, and he should be no surprise to most people. And it's J Owens at sysware.com, and we can provide his phone number if you want as well. But
yeah.
that's the best way. We always say conversation's the best way. We're not hard sellers. You know, we'll talk to you if we can help you. Great. If we're not, or the timing's not right for you, you know, we'll stay in touch to when it is.
Yeah, that's how we operate too, and I feel that's the best way to do business, is to have a true relationship, a true foundation.
Makes it a lot more fun doing business.
Sure does.
For sure.